Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ICS 321. And continuing, I'm going to continue with assignment 3. And now I'm going to do assignment 3.2. And so if we look at the assignment, we just finished this one earlier. And now we're going to look at the seasoned steak and side database. All right, so we consider this, consider the seasoned steak and side restaurant with a small selection of specially designed dinners, blah, blah, blah. So we've got two tables here that describe the relationship between side dishes and main dishes and wine and main dishes. So there's a multi-value dependency here. Salmon steak can determine a side dish of either mashed potatoes or white rice, but not a baked potato. Can't have baked potato with salmon steak. You can't have beef steak with white rice. You can't have anything but baked chicken with sweet potato, and so on. All right, and with and the deal here with wine is that with fish you got to have white wine. Chicken you got to have white wine, and so on. So beef steak you got to have red wine. All right, and so the way this works is each day the manager decides on a menu based on the inventory, and a menu item. So the manager enters in meals. Okay, so you order these by meals, and so the only kind of meal that is allowed is you natural join these two tables, and the meal that you are going to insert into the menu has got to be in the natural join of these two tables. So you basically natural join these two tables, and then you do a search on that to see if this meal that you're going to enter is in that set of tuples that comes back. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a database named this, and it's going to contain, add the three tables to the database. So we're going to add this table, and this table, and this table. And so we're going to name them main underscore side, main underscore wine, and menus. And we're going to make all the field types, be what they need to be. Make sure all the fields included in the primary key for the table. Now, all the fields, okay, so for all three of these tables are, as they say, all key, which means they're all BCNF. So every field is a key, part of the key. And then we're going to make sure the foreign keys, so that you cannot delete a tuple in main side or main wine as long as there's a reference to it in main table. Okay, populate the first two tables, but you don't have to populate the third table. Okay, so populate these two tables, but you don't have to populate these tables. What we're going to do with this third table is we're going to create a trigger named meal check that will reject incomplete or invalid meals from being added to the menu. So it'll be a trigger for this table, and this table is going to be taking in inputs for arguments, and before it is allowed to be inserted into the table, this triple has got to be in the triples that you get when you naturally join these two tables. All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to go to my databases, and I'm going to create a new database called this. Copy. And I just deleted it here, so we're going to start over again. Paste this here, and it looks like that. And save this. All right, we've created a new database here, and we see here it is. It's empty. And so let's go to phpMyAdmin, and right here. And the table is right, the database is right here. You can see that it's empty. All right, so let's go back to here, and we're going to copy this table, copy, and go to an empty Excel worksheet and paste it in here. Just paste the values, looks like that. And let's do the other one while we're here. Take this thing, copy, and paste the values in here. And I guess while I'm at it, I might as well grab these two here, this one here, and I don't need everything, do I? I can just, because I don't need to enter any of these in there. Okay, so I might as well create this. What the heck? Let's create this here, copy, paste this over here. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to create tab delimited spreadsheets. I'm going to start with this one. This is main dish, side dish. Copy this and put it over here. Save as. I'm going to call this main side CSV. And let me take this one here and copy this one. And I'm going to call this save as main wine. And this one here, oh, looky, this date is not in the right format. We want the date to be year hyphen month hyphen day. The year and the month and the day should be 2 digits, and the year should be 4 digits. So how do we do that? Well, let me show you. I'm going to select the column. Actually, I should, select the column. That'll work. Go up to, click the home tab, home ribbon, go over to number here, click down on general. This is the number format, and go all the way down to more number formats. And this thing comes up, and you want to click on custom. And up here where it says general, get rid of that and type a YYYY dash MM dash DD. Got that? YYYY dash MM dash DD. Okay. And look, it turns into a nice MySQL formatted menu dates. So that's what I want to copy. And paste. Hope these are all good. Paste it here and do a save as. I'm going to call this menu.csv. All right, very good. Now let's escape. All right, now let's go back here and let's import some of these. I'm going to import browse main side, and that is a \T for the separators. First line is the column names. Click go. There we are. And I'm supposed to name this main side. So I'm going to name it options here, table structure options, table name, main underscore side. And I'm going to make this be an INNODB and click go. So now I've got main side. Let's go back to the database table itself. Database itself. So we're at the database level. We see the table there, the one table. And we want to do this because we want to, when we click import, we want to import a new table. and we do not want to import into this table we just imported. So that's why we've got to go back to the database and then click import and browse, and let's get this main wine. And again, it is \t, and the first line contains the column names. Go and click on options and rename this table main wine. Make it INNODB. Go. Now I've got main wine, and go back to the database itself. You see the two tables here. Click on import, and let's grab the last one, which is menu. Open, and it's \t. First line contains column names. Go, and table 3 options, and we're going to name this table menu. Menus. What do we name it? Menus. All right, menus. And it's INNODB, even though this probably doesn't matter that much. All right, so now I've got our 3 tables here. Let's set these right. Structure. Let's make this varchar, I don't know, 50. 50. And it can't be null. And let's make it not null here. Let me pop this over here and make this not null. Save. And let's make this side dish. And might as well make that also 50. Defined as blank, not null. And go back to the table or the database. Let's do main wine. Structure. Let's make the main dish again 50. 50 as defined, not null. And the wine is, let's make that 50 also. Maybe we'll have a really long name for a type of wine, as defined blank, not null. And gee whiz, I guess we should do that for menus also. They're all, well, this is going to be a date field. Let's make this a date, not null. I'm going to leave that like that. Doesn't really matter because these are all primary key fields. So let's make this 50 as defined, not null. Side dish 50 as defined blank, not null. Wine is also 50. I'm recording, not null. And save. Okay, so we've got our 4 tables here. And so let's look at this, and when we click on number 3, computer tables for score for assignment 3, click on here, and we see this one. We got 14 out of 22. Oh, we didn't define the primary keys. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's go to main side, and these are both make up the primary key. Let's go to main wine, and these are both primary keys, make up the primary key. And let's go to this third one here called menus, and all 4 of them would be make up the primary key, all key. Now let's go back here and refresh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, 22 out of 22. Very good. All right. What's next? We need to make our trigger. Create a trigger named meal check that will reject incomplete or invalid meals from being added to the menu. All right, let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, so let's go to here, and it'll be added to menu. Here we are on menu here. Let's see, this is the menus, and this is the menu so far. Looks good. So let's create a, let's do triggers and new trigger, and we're going to name this trigger meal underscore check, and it's menus before insert. And so we'll start out with a begin. And let's do, first of all, we're going to see if so what's going to come in is an entry into menus. So there's going to be a new, okay, so we want to check to see if the new menu, if the new meal that we're entering is contained in the natural join of the menu side table, the main side table and the main wine table. So when we natural join, let me look at that. When you go back here, when we natural join main side and main wine, see what that looks like. Select asterisk main side, natural join main wine. When we look at that, when we look at that, we see these are all of the valid meals. So what we got to do is some new meal that we're going to enter into menus, we have to search this table with this relation constructed with this select statement. We have to search this and see if what we're going to add is contained in here. These are all the valid meals there are. Now, the menu is not going to contain all these meals, just some of them. They might not have all of them because the manager of the day might look at the inventory and decide, well, we don't have enough potato. We don't have potato salad, so we cannot have this meal, okay, or something like that, okay. So to do that, we need to, let's go back to our menus and go back to our triggers. And we're going to add a new trigger. We're going to name it menu meal check underscore check. And we're going to do begin. And let me make this a little bigger so I'll get some room here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if what we're adding in is in that naturally joined set of tables there. Set, let's just count them, some number, it's going to be either 0 or 1, select, asterisk, I don't count, from main side, natural join main wine, where the main dish, excuse me, is equal to the new main dish that we're trying to enter in. And the side dish is equal to the new side dish that we're trying to enter in. And the wine is equal to the new wine that we're trying to enter. So this joins up to 2 and gives you that 3-column table that's got all the valid meals. And then this is going to check, select how many times the main dish is the new main dish that we're trying to add, and the side dish, and a side dish is equal to, there's a record where the main dish is equal to the new main dish, and the side dish is equal to the new side dish, and the wine is equal to the new wine. If there is a record in there, this count is going to be 1. There's going to be 1 in there, and this value will be 1. So if this value is 1, then we're good. If the value is 0, we're not good. That means it's not in there. That means what we're trying to enter is not in the valid, is not a valid meal. It's not in the list of valid meals. So if num is equal to 0, then we want to set the message, the error message, equals concat of the new main dish, comma, and a new side dish, comma, with a new wine is not a valid meal. Okay, so we're going to concat those strings together to make our message, and then we are going to throw the exception. Signal SQL state equals 4500. Of course, what else would it be? Set message text equal to the message we just created. Okay, and that's probably it for that. End if, and then the end of the trigger. Does it accept it? Ooh, there's an error. You have an error that corresponds to near set 4500. Set message text equal to something. Near equals 4500. Oh, damn it. Did you see what I just did? I just closed it. Oh, let's start over again. I'm going to type it in quickly. Okay, hold on here. All right, that did it. And so let's look back at it. I don't know what my error was, but probably had something to do with something around here. Maybe I forgot this semicolon or something. I don't know. But anyway, so we've got our trigger in there. So now we can test it. Let's see. What do I have in there right now? Right now I have this meal. Oh, it's the same as this meal. And so let me try salmon steak, mashed potatoes, Pinot Grigio. So if I go insert into menus, let's look at the dates here. What was the date again? 11/20. Okay. So I'm going to put a date of 11/20, and I'm going to say that the main dish is salmon steak. And the side dish is mashed potatoes. And the wine is Pinot Grigio. And it should say, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this should reject because There's already a record exactly like this in there. Yeah, and there is duplicate entry. Okay. Now, what happens if I try to, instead of serving a white wine, let me see what happens if I try to serve my favorite red wine, which is Nior, N-I-O-R, N-O-I-R, I can't remember how to spell that. N-O-I-R, N-O-I-R, and it says, salmon steak and mashed potatoes with Pinot Noir is not a valid meal. All right, great. What happens if I leave it blank? Ooh, it's not a valid meal. All right. Okay, so, but I can do Pinot Grigio, and I can do a different day, like 21, and I go, yep, there we go, and that got entered in. We can test it using this thing here, and so if I try to do 2019, 11/20, which is what was before, and I try to do salmon steak, mashed potatoes, and a Pinot Grigio, it's going to say it's a duplicate entry. And oh, look, this is nice. It displays out what the menu is so far. All right. So anyway, I hope that that should take care of our assignment 3. So now you've seen 3.1 and 3.2, and so you should be able to finish that up. And next video we'll tackle assignment 4. Thanks for watching.